What's up guys, welcome back for another YgoPro Duel video. A couple of new Link monsters have been revealed today. Most of them I think already up on YgoPro Percy. So again, feel free to try it out. This is currently the list for the new hero Link monster that was revealed. So let's take a quick look at this new card. And then as always a few example games. The new elemental, at least the new hero, Wonder Driver, it's decent, a little bit underwhelming. It needs two hero monsters, so it's somewhat specific, you know, to this particular archetype. Both his arrows are pointing up and down, so pointing up, that's not really too optimal, since, you know, most of the time you're giving your opponent, that extra monster zone. Its attack is quite low, that's also something to keep in mind. It's a light monster, so a possible target for mass change to go for Koga, that's definitely an option. It has two separate effects. It's first of all, it's quite hard to get on board. Here is where your vision hero comes into play. With malicious, you will see it in a couple of moments. Then it's quite okay, quite easy to get on the field. Again, its first effect is that when it's Link summoned, you can, or at least when any hero monster is summoned to the zone targeting, or at least to that particular monster zone where this card is pointing to, you can target any of your change spell or any polymerization, for example, from your deck and set it directly to your field. So let's say you activate something like Mass Change on Shadow Mist, for example. You special summon Dark Law to the zone pointing to this driver, and you can immediately set that same Mass Change you just activated back to your spell and trap card zone. So that's quite good, quite okay. Your Wonder Driver also gets the effect that when it's like destroyed either by battle or by a card effect from the opponent, you can special summon a hero monster from your hand. So, well, again, in the OCG where they have like double STRATOS, this card definitely much more, at least much better, right? The possibility of you special summoning STRATOS during your opponent's turn when he destroys it either by battle or by a card effect. That's quite good. But again, getting this card on the field most of the time might not seem worth it. Again, going for other options might just seem better. But I'll come back to that in a couple of moments. Grinder Golem definitely an option because of the skull, the Draco Serpent giving you 4 new draws, special summoning something from your hand, so immediately triggering your Shadow Mist, for example. Hand Trap Heroes, you already saw it in the OCG. 42 cards because of triple malicious in the main deck. I do play the polymerization, but I'm not really sure about poly. Okay, you can get it back with a hero Link monster, but it's not really too optimal running polymerization in the main deck. Okay, let's see a couple of example duels. Alright, first example, I think I get to start. Yeah, indeed. Hero lives immediately searching out Shadow Mist triggering to search out one of the most important cards of the deck, and that's of course your Mass Change. And Vision Hero, that's the guy where it can all start off, right? Normal summon your hero, send Malicious from your deck to the grave, special summon a second copy of Malicious, and that already is like 2 hero monsters on your side of the field. Go for the Link summon, and now just pass, right? And during your opponent's turn, go for the Mass Change, special summon Dark Law, and this, of course, you have to in the same monster zone where your driver is pointing to, of course, and then just get back the same Mass Change you just used for your Dark Law. And then, on top of that, some extra effects of, searching with Shadow Mist. And if the opponent was able to search something, use Dark Law's effect to banish something from the hand. So this setup is quite decent. Again, also had that second, or at least another copy, the third copy of Malicious in my graveyard. So that's also something to keep in mind. Let's say you already have like a polymerization, and the OCG still is super poly. So that's something they also have that makes this card a little bit better, of course, but having that third copy of Malicious in your grave might trigger your hero for another time, your Link hero for another time, right? Grinder Golem gets some nice pluses out of it. I mean, you can pretty much splash the Grinder Golem engine into pretty much every deck, right? Especially in this one opening, at least going for that Draco Serpent, giving you the extra option to replenish your hand, sending dead cards from your hand back to the deck, and giving you the option to special summon the Shadow Mist immediately from your hand. That's so good. Then again, running through the hand trap, so no skull on my side of the field, but again, he does snipe the warning, and I think I'm forced, of course, use the Mass Change to go for Dark Law, rip, I believe, the Desires here. Yeah, definitely a very good rip, and that Honest, that card is so good, protecting the Dark Law, keep it in on my side of the field, and now the opponent not really having an answer here. because I believe the Alistair also got banished. Not really sure if this was a correct play, sniping one of his back rows, but then again, he might also had a Cyclone on his own right, so not really sure if that was like a good or correct play. Then again, well, now I see, yeah, okay, I sniped, I believe, the strike, so using strike, at least using my honest, eventually the Neos definitely could have used, at least he definitely would have been able to use the strike on the Neos. That's what I wanted to say. I think I'm in a decent position. The Grinder Golem is not really too live again. I already lost like half of my extra deck, but the Ash Blossom, I think I had to Ash Blossom there. I can't risk him, at least not discarding the polymerization, you know, the invoked fusion card. Anyway, the opponent gets a start here. That's a good start, very good start. If it wasn't for Maxi, definitely could have gone for like Gleefort, Genius, ABC Dragon Buster, and you know, all that lovely shenanigans, but luckily the Maxi did hold him off. It's hand trap heroes for a reason, right? Skull was definitely an option here, but I think going for the Link hero definitely also was very, very nice. Again, go for Anki, get some more pluses out of it, since again, the Anki will cause the gold gadget from missing its timing. So yeah, eventually, well, the silver gadget that is from missing its timing of triggering. And again, yeah, get some more searches, special summon the hero, at least that was, yeah, the Anki earlier, to the same zone, pointing, yeah, where, you know, your Wonder Driver is pointing to again get, an extra mass change from my graveyard back to my spell and trap card. So, and now I do have the option to go for the OTK, well, you know, thanks to the Neos, etc. So I'm still running polymerization here in the deck. Well, the thought process behind this, you know, you can search it out with your Vision hero, Blazeman for example, but in practice, practical, I don't know, sometimes you're just opening with polymerization and it's like, that's not really, again, too optimal. You'd rather want to search it out, and, well, in theory, you could potentially OTK your opponent with, you know, your polymerization heroes in your extra deck, but that's not really too common, right? Okay, so eventually, yeah, Grinder Golem shenanigans, no hand trap this time, so again, get Skull on board, use Shadow Mist. Oh, this is so good. So good, guys. I think I have to Ash Blossom the Slumber and immediately change the Mass change, so his Slumber will get banished, and, you know, get the search of that Shadow Mist. Immediately searching out Honest. He does have the Kaiju. Big bummer. Okay, no problem. I can prevent him from searching out the Alistair, indeed. And okay, the two sets can be a problem, so definitely suiciding into the Grinder Golem and, you know, use the hero lives, but run into Warning. That's a bummer again. He does use a Scapegoat, so I believe it depends him drawing a monster or not, so I'm definitely going to, yeah, discard the Max here, potentially get a couple of draws, but he does not go for a couple of Link summons eventually. I do top deck into Vion, very, very nice. Triple Malicious still in the deck, that's perfect, right? I believe, yeah, I believe I needed the 3 Malicious to, again, well, eventually trigger and get another Surge of Mass Change, well, get it back from my grave and set it. Very good, you know, now during my opponent's turn I can still use it, go for Dark Law, and eventually, thanks to the Honest, I can keep all my monsters on the field and keep the Wonder Driver again on the field, so that's very, very nice, of course. Going to battle phase, attack into the goats, I believe, stalling a little bit, but you know why not, right? But yeah, then again, 3 code tokens, I think you can still go for another Decode Talker, but that's not going to save him. I think I do again have to Ash Blossom the Alistair effect, prevent his search. Again, I can't risk not hitting the fusion card, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, go for Koga, and that's definitely GG, well played. Last example, the opponent gets to start. He's playing ABCs, also with Gofu. Gavin is like a nice sack here with with the opening of Gofu. You know, you saw it yesterday, I believe, going for the Sorceress, and Sorceress immediately searching out another ABC monster. But he did not open with 2 ABCs, so he's not able to, you know, go for double Firewall and that lovely shenanigans. Then again, I do draw into Raigeki, but I don't need it, as you'll see in a couple of moments. Again, eventually going for Anki, thanks to yeah, MVP Vion. I might bump this guy up to 2. This card is so good. Sending Malicious from my deck to the grave, potentially searching out polymerization, and, you know, opening the Link play of your extra hero. Go for Anki, attack over the Sorceress, get another Surge. So nice. Go for the Dark Law, and again, end with like a very, very solid field. ABCs, very nice matchup for heroes, right? For the most obvious reasons. But again, yeah, most importantly, I was able to showcase again the possibilities of this new hero monster. So eventually I can attack for the game. So again, this is currently my list. Feel free to leave suggestions. It's more like based on an OCG list. But this new Link hero monster, it's okay. It's not really like the big MVP. Its arrows are quite decent, but they could have been better. Its effect is okay, but again, it needs quite an investment to get this guy on board. And maybe most of the time it's just better to go for other extra deck summons instead of your hero Link monster. But it's good to get back some of your resources, right, mid or late game. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.